So Panda bringing us the mind-muscle connection on this one.
Concentrate, Potter. Focus.
What's happening, guys? Hope your day's going well. Today we're going to review Panda Rampage Extreme Pre-Workout Limited Edition. There it is. We're going to go over the ingredients so you know what you're putting in your body, and we'll go over the effects on this bad boy. If you're new to the channel, if you like stuff like that, hit the subscribe button. Love to have you along for the ride. So first we're going to get the flavor out of the way. This is goblin juice. And it's kind of like a grapefruit type flavor, but it does have that tart, sour hit on top of it. And that's what you're going to run into sometimes. It's either going to be that where they really try their best to give you the best flavor. And knowing Panda, that's one of their goals in their products. I respect that, where they want the flavor to be there, they want the hit to be there, they want the ingredients to be there. The owner is very particular about what he throws on the market, and he did a good job. But for those that like flavor, I'd say this is above good, but it's way below fantastic. It's just a stacked formula. It's just the way you're going to get it. So I'll let you guys take that however you want to take it. So jumping right into this with the ingredient profile right in front of me, we got a 1 scoop at 8.9 grams, 2 scoops at 17.8. And for those that don't have a scale, I want to show you real quick how to dose this. And you should have a scale. But, I know it's a busy life, and sometimes you guys take this to work and stuff like that, and you don't want to carry a scale around, pulled over by the cops. They're going to wonder what you're throwing on that scale. So I tell people to pack this and scrape it up the side sometimes. All depends on how it weighs on my scale. On this particular one, you're going to go ahead and get a good heaping scoop in here like this. Just don't pack it. Just get a good heaping scoop, and then take your finger, level it out across the scooper, and just go straight across like that. And that's going to give you 9 grams. So 2 scoops of that's going to give you 18 grams, which is really close to the 17.8 grams of the 2 scoop dose. So jumping right into the ingredients here, we got on the top of the label, we have we got choline. Sorry about that. Hey, this is real here. I'm just keeping it real. Brain's not always firing. It's 4 o'clock. I've been working all day. So it's some choline at 100 milligrams. This is from the choline bitartrate and also the alpha GPC. So this is a precursor to acetylcholine in the brain for cognitive function and focus. Then we have some chloride from pink Himalayan salt at 150 milligrams, some sodium from pink Himalayan salt at 100 milligrams. I love sodium and pre-workouts because it helps with cell swelling, it helps with hydration, and it helps with the release of calcium in the muscles when you're doing your contractions. Then we have L-citrulline malate, 2-to-1 ratio, 6 grams. We're going off the 2 scoop dose, so you didn't already figure that out. We got 4 grams of L-citrulline right around, and the rest is going to be the malic acid, which is about 2 grams. So this combination is going to deliver vasodilation, pump oxygen delivery, increase ATP production from the oxygen delivery, also less fatigue because we're moving blood in and out, we're keeping the vessels dilated. And then you got the malic acid, which is helps with ATP production just in a different pathway. Then we have beta-alanine at 3.2 grams. This is for the itching, scratching, tingling that you're going to get. And this is for more reps, more sets in the gym. This helps you push through those metabolites, especially the hydrogen that builds up in the muscle and gives you that burn and lessens your contractional capability. Then we have betaine anhydrous, 2.5 grams. This is an osmolite and a methyl donor. So this has a health factor to it on both ends. As a methyl donor, that's going to remove contaminants and break down in the body through the kidneys. And as an osmolite, it's going to help with the hydration, drawing water into the cells, so we have more endurance during our training and more power output. Then we got L-tyrosine at 1 gram, and that's going to be a precursor to dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine in the brain, and it's also a precursor to how the thyroid works to help with stabilizing your metabolism for fat burning purposes and metabolism, basically. Then we have alpha GPC at 800 milligrams, nice whopping dose. At that dosage, we're going to get the increased growth hormone levels that have been shown in some of the studies. We're also going to get increased memory, cognitive function, and focus as well. Then we have agmatine sulfate at 750 milligrams. This helps with the release of gonadotropin, which helps with the release of luteinizing hormone, which can stabilize testosterone levels or hormone levels during stressful times in the gym as you're really pushing yourself. This is also helps with the production of nitric oxide through alpha-2 androgenic receptor agonism. This also has some capabilities for manipulating NMDA, which is methyl D-ascorbate. So this is an agonist for that, which allows more blood flow in the brain. And by inhibiting NMDA, it actually helps with the secretion and release of serotonin from the receptors, the serotonin receptors for cognitive function and well-being and stuff like that. Then we have caffeine anhydrous, 350 milligrams, and this is an adenosine blocker. So this blocks the A1 and A2 adenosine receptors from adenosine attaching to it, which can make us sleepy, tired, and groggy, keeps us up. Then we have theobromine, 300 milligrams. Theobromine increases enos. It also helps with releasing water out of the body because it's a diuretic. And it's been shown in studies to actually increase blood flow in certain regions of the brain to add to cognitive function and focus. Then we have some choline L-barbitartrate, 250 milligrams. This is another choline source. Hits different than alpha GPC. This is more on an energetic level, but this helps also with precision and accuracy and dialing in as far as focus-wise. They did some studies on that. Then we have some sodium chloride, pink Himalayan salt, 250 milligrams. Cell hydration, some electrolytes to help get you through the gym and through your workout. Then we have some rhodiogenesis at 200 milligrams. So this has a PEA backbone. So this attaches to the TAR1 and TAR2 receptors and blocks the reuptake of noradrenaline, dopamine, and epinephrine, and other hormones, that serotonin, whatever's being released in the brain from some of these other ingredients, and it helps keep them elevated for a longer period of time. Minor stimulant effects. Then we have some dendrobium at 200 milligrams. So this is an alkaloid that has glucosides in it, which helps with anti-inflammation, pain. They use it for lowering fever, if someone has a fever from a cold or something like that. I have not found any studies to this day that it has any kind of nootropic or neural benefits at all, but this has the ability to slow breathing down when your breathing increases and your heart rate. So it's great to have in kind of like a stim junkie type pre-workout to kind of like level you out. And they got a few other ingredients in here that level you out as well. We got some L-theanine at 150 milligrams. This increases alpha brain waves in the brain. It also has some effects on boosting dopamine, GABA, and brain-derived nootropic factor, which is a peptide in the brain, which helps with brain health. So this is going to, for those of you that take stims and you feel like you're wired in the head, L-theanine will dial down that wiredness if stims do that to you. So just so you guys know. I'm going to try to do a video one day on what some of the ingredients do, how to actually pick a pre-workout that might fit you as an individual, and it might just be kind of like off the fly. I'm going to jump on live and do something like that. Then we got some Advantage Z at 100 milligrams. The biggest kicker in this is Advantage C has synephrine. It's 30%. So we have 30 milligrams of synephrine in here. This also has natogen in it, which helps burn fat by stimulating the production of fat-burning hormones, especially adiponectin in the body. So this particular ingredient is designed for fat loss, for energy, because the synephrine is actually going to antagonize the beta receptors in the fat cells and throughout the body, which is going to release norepinephrine, but it's also going to release stored fat within those beta cells into lipids. And those lipids are going to enter the bloodstream. And if you're moving around in a gym, it's going to help you kind of burn those lipids off and use them as energy and ATP. Then we have some caffeine citrate, fast-acting caffeine, 50 milligrams. So that's 25 milligrams of caffeine there. It's going to hit within about 15 minutes. And we have some Kana at 50 milligrams. Now, Kana has been used for like a long time. And this is basically like an anti-anxiety. It's like they use it as a stress relieving tonic. So it really lowers things down. Very, very similar to L-theanine. But as far as I know, Kana does not have the alpha brainwave dialed down to it. And also it has the ability to improve cognitive function in a healthy manner. So it's a good ingredient. 50 milligrams. I like that. Then we got some Pacuna Perennis at 50 milligrams. Now this is a precursor to L-Dopa. And are they seeing how much is in here? 96% L-Dopa. So this particular ingredient, even though it's L-Dopa, which turns into dopamine in the body, this has been shown to increase hormone levels at certain dosages. 50 milligrams isn't bad. I don't think that's the hormone increasing dosage, but it still has the ability. You got agmatine sulfate in this, so during stressful conditions, cortisol raising and stuff like that, we can lower our hormone levels during training. And these ingredients are going to be in there not only for some cognitive function and focus, but hopefully stabilize you if you're training really hard and lifting really heavy. Then we have some dicaffeine malate, 50 milligrams at 75%, which 75% of 50, I think it's 37. I'll put the exact doses down here. You'll hear the bell ring. So this has a total of about 400 and a little over 400 milligrams, 415. Like I said, I'll put the exact doses down below of caffeine in it, just so you guys know. Then we have some estrogen, 50 milligrams. This is going to help with these ingredients kind of digesting well in the system. This also has some gut benefits and some intestinal benefits to help with inflammation. Then we have, finishing off, some heparin A, 1%, 5 milligrams. This is going to block an enzyme that degrades acetylcholine in the brain to keep everything elevated in the brain and keep you dialed in and focused for a long period of time. We'll get into it. So, Panda Rampage Extreme Pre-Workout Limited Edition. So you first take the scoop on this thing. Beta-alanine comes in about 10 minutes, increases to about 15, and it's kind of like medium, a little above medium, between medium and medium high. It's not a harsh hit at all. It comes on, hangs around for about 20-25 minutes. Around 15 to 20 minutes is when you feel your first awakeness, and it's not like a slap in the face or anything like that. And at that point, the 15 to 20 minutes, it's just a slow increase up to 55 when everything kind of calms in. This energy here is a sustained energy. So it's a medium high level energy, but because of the components of this pre-workout, it dampers the increased heart rate from the synephrine and any of the other stims in this thing. And it really kind of dials you down. You don't feel any kind of sides, at least I don't, on this whatsoever. You know it's in the background, but it's controlled through the whole stim hit, which lasts for about an hour and a half, and it dials down. And this is a great evening pre-workout, because if you take this 4 to 5 hours before you go to bed, you're going to dial off of it. It's going to lower your cortisol levels because of the L-theanine and the Kana and a few other ingredients in this thing. And within 4 to 5 hours, if you want, and it's that time of night where it's time to go to bed, if you train at 5, you're going to go to bed at 10, you can literally dial down off of this really well and sleep pretty good. It's not going to keep you up. If you take it during the day, you don't want to be sensitive to these ingredients, the L-theanine and the Kana, because you will run into, after about 3-4 hours, if you're like me, the little kind of like up and down swing for about an hour. I was going to say 5 minutes. For about an hour or so, but it's nothing of a crash or anything like that, but you feel that L-theanine and the Kana and stuff like that, kind of like just really dialing you down, and this thing lowers healthy. It's healthy. Even though it hits hard, it's healthy towards the end. So I love what they did. So just give you an idea on, for those that are looking at this, on how this energy comes in and how it feels. The pumps on this thing are tight and veiny. And what makes it tight is just a little bit of L-citrulline, and some of these stems, like the theobromine, the synephrine, they do cause vasodilation, and also diuretic effects. So this is that tight, kind of veiny, a release of water retention in your body to where you feel thinner and you're sweating. I mean, you're going to sweat on this thing. So drink plenty of water on this thing. The star of the show on this thing, and what makes this a great pre-workout for someone who's just going in there building muscle and doing what I call sets and reps workouts, not supersets or anything like that, even though you can use it for supersets. But what makes this really good for that bodybuilding style training is the mind-muscle connection on this. It's tops. It's tops. The Araya, the choline sources and everything, you are really literally dialed. So you've tried pre-workouts to where you have good cognitive function and focus. This one dials you into the muscles. Like when you're doing biceps, when you're doing triceps, you're so focused and you're just dialing into the contraction there. So this is very, very, very good for the mind-muscle connection, if anything, for those that are doing bodybuilding type training. So a good pre-workout. Just depends on how, if this is something that you're looking for. I try to do my best in describing the effects for you guys so you guys can spend your money wisely, and you're not going to get it and go, I don't like that, and spend what pre-workouts are going for $50-$60 nowadays. So hopefully that helped. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave them down below. I got to get off to work, and finish my day. Once again, look at the label there, Panda Rampage Extreme Pre-Workout Limited Edition. Thanks for stopping by and watching the video. We'll see you guys next time on the channel.